you just hear all sorts of shit, all sorts of made up shit that I know now that is not true. Hey, drink. My friend used to say, "Hey, drink this beer, bro. It'll balance you out." Or take a hit of this joint. It'll balance you out.
And the best part about martial arts that taught me is it taught me that discipline and the routine.
Every man should walk into a room and know that they can either outrun someone or kill someone.
We're all offsprings of murderers, rapists, and thieves. Like, it's just the people who did not did those evil deeds, they didn't survive. Like, their genes didn't pass on to the next generation.
Listen to your coach. You pretty much just put your head down and just go on autopilot.
Once you're learning something, it's always better to have someone that knows less than you, someone who pushes you, like in your level, and there's someone who is higher than you.
All right, man. I haven't done martial arts or training, any types of martial arts, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, in like about a week and a half.
Now, how are you living right now?
That's what I mean. It's like, dude, I'm like down in the dumps. I honestly feel like shit because I got these fucking finger tattoos, and I don't want to put on boxing gloves because the most important part when it comes to, or the most crucial part when it comes to healing tattoos is the healing phase, so that it doesn't come off, especially with fingers. It's, I don't know, there's just something about the skin on the fingers and it's close to the bone.
Right.
Even with the hands too, but the hands turned out all right. But yeah, there's something about the fingers that most people, it's just a hit and miss, that it just comes off if you like fuck it up, you know, in like the first few days.
Did any of your tattoos previously get infected?
Never, dude.
Never? So
Never.
you're lucky. Like, I saw some bad infections, right?
I know, it's
New
gross.
tattoos?
Yeah. But what's crazy is that that relates to what I'm talking about, which is I haven't done martial arts in so long, or a week and a half.
Oh my God. Eternity.
Yeah. But
feels like
I mean, that's what it feels like, right? But yeah, man, I can't wait to get back into it because martial arts has a lot of benefits, which I wanted to talk about today.
Right.
And so part of, I think, why I was able to get sober, and I wrote this on my newsletter, was because of, so I started drinking when I was 16, right? And then halfway through, or a little less than halfway through, I found pretty much martial arts, boxing, cardio boxing at first.
Right.
And
The cougar boxing.
yeah, I love kickboxing stuff. Not really like I love kickboxing.
I enjoy it,
but-
you know. Not everyone has to compete, right? So
Yeah. Well, it wasn't literally like I love kickboxing. It was actually from a trainer that actually boxed. But I'm just saying I did it as a hobbyist. That's what I mean. Like, I did it as a hobby. And it's obviously I still am. Yeah, I wrote it on my newsletter that ever since I started learning martial arts and I fell in love with it, when I started progressing in martial arts and I started just making incremental progress, my alcoholism and my martial arts have been fighting ever since.
I like that.
You like
metaphor,
that?
by the way.
You like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's decent, like pretty decent.
I just thought of that on top of my head. Anyway,
Okay.
I wrote about it in my newsletter. What's funny is that when I was drinking, right, I kept doing martial arts. Like, you'd figured you drink every night till 4 or 5 in the morning,
Right.
and then, or black out early, and then all of a sudden you're just too hungover to do anything.
that
Which
sucks.
honestly most people are.
You lose a day for sure. Next day recovering.
Yeah, but I think my why was so strong when it came to martial arts. I just want to get really, really good at it, and then I already formed the habit of
Discipline, right?
yeah, the discipline. And again, like power of habits are so powerful that it just carried me through. Like, honestly, I was on autopilot. Even when I got up to do it, I'd be on autopilot and it'd just be like, oh, I got to get up and do this. And
Right.
But I still went, which is crazy, right?
That's how it happens, right? You think, is consistency important?
Yeah, consistency is very important, especially when you're in that state where your body's all messed up from drinking that prior night and you don't want to do anything. You literally don't want to do anything. You want to do everything that's bad for you.
Right.
Right? Like you want to eat like shit.
You want to smoke.
Yeah, you just want to carry it on. Maybe you want another Bloody Mary to carry that on.
Right.
Right?
Next day.
Yeah, and then people make the excuse of, I don't know if there's a true science to this, man. But then, have you heard of that? When people want to drink a Bloody Mary so that it balances your hangover out.
Dude, I
It's
never
just
like Bloody Marys though.
Or take a tequila shot even.
Oh.
They're like, take a tequila shot so it balances you out.
Yes.
It's like, man, I thought about that in hindsight, and that's what fucking literally
The
addicts
bender
say.
continues, right? The bender.
Yeah.
Right.
You just hear all sorts of shit, all sorts of made up shit that I know now that is not true. Hey, drink. My friend used to say, hey, drink this beer, bro. It'll balance you out. Or take a hit of this joint. It'll balance you out. It's like,
Right.
and at that time, you kind of
You're
believed
young,
it.
late teens, early 20s, like you just want to party.
Yeah, you kind of believed it, but then you knew that it wasn't true. It was just an excuse for you to do it. But yeah, man, like
So I got a question actually.
what's up, man?
So when you were drinking heavily those days, let's say you had a hangover, you blacked out, whatever. So next day, which one is worse? Like your physical, like your body, or your mental state? Like you become lethargic, you don't want to get out of the bed. Is it because like it's mentally or physically?
No, it had to be physically first. I mean, they're both connected,
Right.
the mind and body connection. But then when you feel like shit like that, it just transmits to your head. It's kind of like that book where I haven't read this yet, but I've kind of read a clip version of it. But I think it was like body stores the trauma, or trauma gets stored in the body, or
Interesting.
body stores the trauma, or something like that.
Okay.
And we think that it's almost the mind first, right? But then it's almost your body's on pretty much on autopilot, subconsciously picking these things up. So say if you go to like an environment, we first go to our heads and say, oh no, danger, right? But it's actually our body where we get anxiety from. And ever since I've started getting like stomach problems, that seems to be kind of true. Yeah, you're like I said, man. I don't want to delve too much into it. This is just how I'm feeling. I don't know the science to it, but when my stomach is killing me, it just fucks up my day.
Yeah, of
like
course.
it's just very fatiguing. All that shit.
Digestive system is your second brain, right? Your gut is your second brain. That's
Yeah,
what
the
they
guts.
say.
Yeah, because of the vagus nerve, because it's connected. It
Right.
sends signals over there.
Yeah.
So, but I do believe in that. If you go through too many things, too many traumatic things of an environment, like say if you're going to work, I'm not sure if it's necessarily your mind telling you, oh, crap, danger, this is anxiety. I think it's your body telling you.
Right.
That's why you get those butterflies and you get that anxiety, and then it sends.
There's a physical reaction.
Yeah, it sends signals to your brain. And then you're like, oh, crap, I better stay away from here, or, oh, no, I'm in danger somehow.
Right.
And but anyway, that seems to tend to be in like martial arts, right? When you get good at it, you just kind of start moving your body.
Right.
Someone hits you in the face, it's kind of,
you're like-
it's in your subconscious, but your body's moving like without even thinking.
Right.
So that relates to it. Yeah.
It becomes your muscle memory at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So I know in the first episode we talked about like the benefits of martial arts, but I kind of wanted to,
Retouch it.
yeah, of course, man, because martial arts is such a big part of our lives, and in a lot of ways, it saved my life.
Yeah.
I know I go around saying that, I quit drinking and all that, but martial arts was a big part of it. I think it kind of, this is going to be so cringy, but then it kind of won the battle between, it kind of won the battle between like alcoholism.
Right.
And it put it on a chokehold, like my title, and just completely choked it out.
Right.
And it's just my need to get better at something
Overcome that. Addiction.
overcame more than what alcohol like did for me, obviously, right?
Yeah.
The progression mainly of the fact that I was getting good at something. Yeah, it was martial arts and its own sense of expression. Right. And look, before I tangent off, martial arts is for everyone, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, I was a hobbyist. and I still am, obviously. But it's one of
competed
those things where
before
you don't
though,
have to
right?
fight. Yeah, I think people don't get into it, but I think people are curious about it, right? Because I think we're all primal
Yeah.
human beings.
Of course.
It's so primitive in us
Yeah.
to be violent. I think I was reading this in
agree.
the book *Sapiens* by Yuval Harari, and it was saying we're just violent people,
Right.
but somewhere along the way, we came into laws and everything got civil, right? Obviously, with the modern world, but back in the old days, we were just violent people. We were pillaging people, and
Yeah.
it was just
We're all offsprings of murderers, rapists, and thieves. Like it's just the people who did not did those evil deeds. They didn't survive. Like their genes didn't pass on to the next generation.
it was just kind of like fucked up to say, you know.
But it is reality. Like
Yeah.
it is reality. It's a primal, like you said, it's a part of us. You know, obviously
Yeah.
it's more regulated right now with the laws and everything. But
yeah, of course, and yeah. So number one of the benefits of martial arts that I don't think gets talked about enough, because okay, so personally for me, when I'm doing or after I get done with martial arts or whatever, any combat sport, if I just took a Muay Thai class, that's why you see those memes, right? It's like, yeah, this guy took his first boxing
Trial
class.
class.
It's like, yo, bro, you want to fight? You know,
Yeah,
you've seen
yeah.
those memes.
Right.
And I think that's where it comes from because you feel so confident, right? You feel so confident that it's like, whoa, I learned something new. I think that's where it stems from. Now, there's nothing wrong feeling like that. I think it makes you feel very empowered. And if you use it the right way and in a long enough time scale, you'll be able to harness that confidence and whatever you learned.
improve your day-to-day life.
Yeah, like meaning you're not going to show off as much. But the point is, show off as much. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're not going to signal that
You're dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know your capabilities.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Honestly, at first, when you learn something new, you're
Yeah,
fired
you're
up.
like, yeah, you're like, yeah.
You're excited
let's
about
go,
it.
Yeah.
And then you're talking to your bar friends, and then, they don't do it. So you could kind of just bar talk with them and be like, yeah, I was fighting this guy. Like, we did a few rounds, and I was going against a professional fighter. This is in the beginning, okay?
Right, yeah.
And then
The
they don't know
first
anything,
month, yeah.
and they believe you, right?
Yeah.
Because like they see you on videos, and they're saying, oh, man, yeah, he's
Cracking
pretty
pads.
good, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it just makes you feel very empowered. You feel obviously the endorphins come with that, and you feel good about yourself when you
Right.
walk into a room. So when you walk into a room, regardless if it's true or not, like it's that Jordan Peter or Scott Galloway quote, actually, I should say, is that if he says that every man should walk into a room and know that they can either outrun someone or kill someone. Now, that's not to say that
You're
you're
gonna
going to do it, or you should do it, or act on it. But it's true. It's the feeling that you have, right? It's
understand.
not like, it's just, you should feel like that because it is very, very empowering. It's good to know that you can protect yourself.
Right.
It's good to know that you have those skills. Of course, you probably shouldn't be signaling it
Yeah.
around like you're some fucking badass. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, that comes with it anyway, like the humbleness because of what you see at the gym.
Like coming from the most humble person on planet Earth,
Exactly.
the humbleness.
Yeah.
But I agree with you 100%. And the best part about martial arts that taught me is it taught me that discipline and the routine. Like when we were doing syndicate together, like my days were very structured. Like right now it's still structured, but obviously like A, B, C, it changes sometimes. But it gives you that structure to have a healthy life and it carries on to your day. Like you work out in the AM, and if you work during the afternoon or nighttime, then you already won the day, because you worked out and you're feeling good. And the next interaction that you're going to have is have a positive effect on your mood because like you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. You're pretty much saying that you're outsourcing it, right? So when you go to, say, the gym that we go to, or where you used to go to, and then I go to now, the classes would start in the morning, right? Like 9 in the morning, and then there's jiu-jitsu class at 10. You're pretty much automating your workouts, right? Because all you have to literally do is show up.
Just show up.
Show up, and then
That's it.
listen, if you miss class, if you don't show up at 9, you miss class. So there's no class.
Yeah.
Which puts you in a kind of, I have to do it myself now kind of thing. And we
Right.
all know how hard that is to to do,
Yeah.
right? Even for the ones that's been working out for a while, you just have those days where you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this shit. And that makes it even worse when you don't have your friends doing it with you. You don't have like a coach telling you what to do.
Right.
You got to figure out your own workouts. And maybe you might have your own structures, but we all know how that gets repetitive a little bit. So yeah, that's a great tip actually that we just kind of ran into is that if you are planning to take martial arts, yeah, just go to the classes, right? You could watch YouTube, don't get me wrong, and you could get a bag and hang it up in your garage or something, and yeah, you could just start learning. But yeah, you want to automate it. You want to go to that class every morning. You have a structure. You get it out of the way. Personally, that's why I go in the mornings. Pretty much because I work at night too.
Right.
But it works out. Even when even on my days off, right? I don't go at nights. Now, I'm not telling you can't. You should get your workout in regardless.
Right.
But it's just, that's the power of structure and routines is that I feel fucking weird going at night. Even at night, like to work out, even though I do
Doesn't feel real.
Yeah, and even though I know the people there at the gym that go at night and I'm comfortable with them, it just feels so off going when it's getting dark at 7:30 or 6:30. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not used to this shit.
Right.
And then I have my other structures, what I do at night. So it's kind of like a settling down for me. But yeah, get your workout in. And yeah, I think that'd be the most, I think that's just get your ass there at the proper time. And yeah, feel good. Once you get that out of the way, just feel good about yourself.
So we talked about the benefits of martial arts this entire time, but what was the hardest part about starting your MMA journey? Like, is it intimidating? Like, I mean, I know because I did that too, but
yeah,
for people who never stepped in an MMA gym, like what would they expect? The positives or the negatives? Like, it's intimidating, right? Like you walk into a room with a bunch of people who actually somewhat know what they're doing, or coaches or pros in there, they know what they're doing, and you're like a newbie.
Yeah. Number one, I think it's not just martial arts gyms. Even more so, right? I get it. I get what you're saying because it is intimidating, but at first when you don't know. But I think it's just a sense of when people, it's just a sense of starting. It's just to start, which we've talked about is the biggest problem. I actually have it. I just got a vision board and I just wrote that because even for the seasoned guys that are disciplined, quote unquote, it's different domains, which means just because I'm disciplined in going to class, taking, Muay Thai, whatever, what if it was like some fucking pottery class or a piano class that I just started? I probably wouldn't be so disciplined, honestly. I'd be like, damn, not really gotta go. Even if I was interested in it, I'd be like, damn, I want to learn how to play the guitar or learn another language. And then you have to like physically take your ass to class and you don't know anything, right? I think that's the cause of everything. Yeah. I think there's some people that I personally know that some jiu-jitsu people, right? This is a great example. Okay. Some jiu-jitsu people don't want to go to Muay Thai. Yeah. Because they're already good at jiu-jitsu, I feel. And I always hear the excuse that they want to take it for sure. They want to take it, but
they don't want to get kicked or punched.
It's not even that. It's just they're not competent at it yet. No. Right? And then they're so used to they've gotten progressed. Yeah. Not necessarily like beating up on people. Yeah. But they're good. It's like, oh fuck, this is great, right? Yeah. I mean, it always sucks when you're getting beat on. Up, yeah. So yeah, technically you're right. But when you go into say if you go into jiu-jitsu class or vice versa, if you go into Muay Thai class and you haven't done jiu-jitsu, that's a common.
That's even worse, I feel like, because strikers are like,
oh my god, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, I know.
The striker swag.
Yeah, exactly. It's
but
like,
grappling,
yeah. I mean,
when they get choked up by a 115-pound girl, that humbles you real quick, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Especially if you're a good striker.
Yeah. So exactly. Point is that however you want to do it, from jiu-jitsu to Muay Thai or Muay Thai to jiu-jitsu or MMA to this or whatever, I'm sure it's the same. Right? If you go into MMA and then you're not like a proficient striker, that's gotta suck. Yeah, right. Course, and then you're taking them down. They know that you're gonna take them down, so you get like kneed in the face or something. right? I mean, some people's forms when they do MMA, since they go right into MMA, is just they're not as good as strikers, or they're not just good at grappling. And that's to say when they start. And obviously, you're gonna suck when you start.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to my point is that, it's different domains, right? Even when you're in martial arts, it's still within that like disciplines.
Yeah.
Because it's a different discipline. You're scared to start another form of martial arts.
Right.
So that's exactly what I mean. It's kind of like, oh man, you're playing the guitar, right?
Yeah.
Like the electric guitar.
That rules.
And but then you move to bass.
Drums,
Even to bass, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. I mean, it's not the same thing. I don't play, but see, you know what I mean? It seems like you're playing the same thing. Like there's strings on there, and then but it's a different kind of beat. It sounds different. There's different techniques to it. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what I notice. So for the most part, I think people, not just that it's intimidating, but I think it's just the start of it. The thought, the fantasy that goes on in their head is cool, right? It's like, oh man, when I get good. But that's when they get good.
Yeah, that
right?
never happens.
Yeah. You have to start. But going back and talking about the benefits, when you do start, man, there is nothing like it.
Right.
The first maybe 2 or 3 weeks is gonna suck.
Yeah, your body's gonna feel sore. You're gonna get kicked a lot. But then you realize, like, okay, when I throw this punch, he kicks me. So now you start thinking a little bit more analytical, you know, like you see the pattern. So I'm going to fake it and I'm going to check a kick. Maybe you check one of his kicks and he's not going to kick you again. So
yeah, it's everything. All those neural pathways. Like I was talking to this girl. She's getting her PhD in
you were talking about
neuroscience.
Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah, Alzheimer's. Yeah. But I also watched a video on Big Think. It's like an educational channel.
Yeah.
It was saying that, you know, when you're boxing, all these synapses are just firing off, man.
Danger.
Yeah, it's that, but then you're learning, pretty much. Yeah, it's true. It's danger. But then you get used to that danger. And it's not so much danger anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, how do I fight back, right? It, I guess, initiates your, like, more of your fight response because, well, you're not really...
Any different than any other people, fight or flight, right?
Yeah, but you're trained, right?
So you remember your first sparring session? Or like the first time that you actually like, okay, I can like spar.
Yes.
You know, like
I think I ran like a little girl. Yeah, I ran like a little baby, dude. I thought I was doing something. Like I thought I was like so cool, moving my head like Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
But I was just dipping because I didn't want to get hit. I wasn't even in the pot. Like for the people that haven't quote unquote sparred, you're pretty much emulating a fight, right?
Yeah.
Lightly.
Yeah.
It's technical sparring.
Technical.
So even still, it's scary to get hit in the face.
No, not good.
Yeah, it's scary to get hit in the face. It sucks getting kicked in the leg, right? But yeah, when I first started off, and this shows how bad you want to learn, right? I mean, you're in there trying to do this thing. And again, I still see it from some guys. I mean, you could see it. They're hesitant to spar, right? Because they know that there's a more experienced guy and it's like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah. But that's how you learn, right? At the same time.
Yeah.
Next day when you're limping a little bit because of the leg kicks, you're like, yeah, I'm going to work on those leg kicks.
Yeah, exactly. Just like anything else, you just get good at it. You just, like we had Nas here and, you know, he's going into the pros. And I like his advice about just, there's rules to anything, right? When you first start off, there's basics to anything.
Yeah.
You can't just go in there, make up your own shit, and then expect, you're going to do great. That's why there's those, like, you know, Instagram people that kind of show off, you know, their forms off. Not to knock on them, because I'm sure that they're trying to learn as well, honestly. But, there's ways to do it, right? I mean, you almost learn how to punch the same way. And then you kind of take it, right? Move the hip, right?
Yeah.
Like to there's different variations of it, but there's rules to it.
Right.
There's the simple basics of knowing how to punch. Yeah.
So you had multiple coaches throughout your journey, right? And every coach has their own style. And that also makes this sport beautiful. And every time that you see someone that they can teach you something that you didn't know before.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I think you just need guidance. You need guidance too. Shout
out to Johnny.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny and the rest of the other coaches that's still teaching me till this day.
Yeah, of course.
But that's another thing is that you learn how to love it pretty much, right? You learn how to pay attention, you learn how to listen. It's a very humbling experience when you don't know anything and then you're just kind of going through the motions.
Right.
Because you're on the bottom of the barrel, man.
Yeah.
You can't act up.
You can't even like crab. You're not even shrimp. You're like literally the plankton at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
first start, because you don't know anything, right?
Yeah, you just listen to your coach. You pretty much just put your head down and just go on autopilot, right? You want to intentionally learn and you want to figure it out. But if you're having a hard time, if you're so hesitant to, you get some people they get anxiety and they get like crippling anxiety because of being social. Dude, just show up. That's why they say it. Just make it to class. Hell, fuck, you don't even have to talk to anyone, man.
Yeah, just
honestly,
do your
just
thing.
just stay there, right? And pay attention and then just go through the motions. And again, I really like this saying that we've said before, but if you show up every day against your own will, you will get good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get good. Regardless if you weren't even just paying attention, just being there, honestly.
It's like compounding interest, right?
Yeah.
It's just compound. And every day is not going to be perfect. Like there are going to be some days that you spar perfect, like you're on time, everything's great. But the next day you might hit traffic, another maybe 2 car crashes or something like that. And you get to class late, you don't warm up, you don't perform like you did the previous day, but you still showed up, you still get that work in, so you're improving little bit better and better and better. So that's the key.
Yeah. But I think I heard this thing kind of going off topic a little bit. And if you're, a guy watching this, it just came up in my head. But then I heard a psychologist say, right? Anyone that's in the quote unquote dating market, confidence. And dude, I talked to my coworkers about this too. It's so funny. I ask them, what is the most attractive thing about a guy? Do you know what they said?
Not money, not looks, confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Confidence.
So going back to the psychologist that I was listening to, he said that confidence is like crack to women, right? Because it's how you carry yourself. It's a sub-signal of who you are.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell someone how confident you are. Yeah. You just breed it, right? You just walk around and you're just kind of like doing your thing. You don't have to talk that much either. You just kind of have your chest out. You're just kind of, automating whatever you say. It just comes out of you.
Right.
You don't have to think about it.
You're not forcing it.
Yeah. And that's what martial arts does, honestly. It's just you being confident and knowing that you can handle yourself in any situation. That is like a trump card. Yeah.
That is the key to anything in life. Dating life, professional life, personal life. And the best way to be more confident is to have a great body or a good body and some skills to prove that
So
you have that faith in yourself.
What has martial arts done for you, man?
The thing that we're talking about, like the discipline and the structure and the routines, like that is very important. And then the people that I met along the way, my fight camps or just training partners, coaches, all those people inspired me to become a better version of myself. Because those are the people that actually pushes you to the next level. At the same time, like you want friends to call you out on your bullshit. Like if you miss out a gym one day, you want your friend to call out like, you son of a bitch, like show up tomorrow or you something, You don't want a friend who's like, yeah, dude, it's Friday night, 6 p.m., let's get shit-faced. Like that is not a real friend, even though having fun is obviously, I like having fun. But if your friend group is distracting you from your goals, then it's a different ballgame, right? You want friends to call your bullshit out. And that's the type of people that I feel like I met along the way.
Exactly, yeah. I think the environment is a big one. For the most part, anyone that's consistent at it, and obviously if they're competing, they're going to push you to your limits pretty much, right? And if you enjoy doing it, you're just going to surround yourself with those kinds of people. And again, that is the quote, of the year. Like, you are your environment.
Yeah.
And to be able to stick yourself, especially, I'm very, very lucky because I go to a very high level gym. And not only that, it's just the people there, they're all happy. They're all happy because, yeah, they're all working out together. We all laugh together.
Yeah, it's a social environment.
Yeah, and after you get done with a class, or, you know, you're just sweating it out after a tough round in jiu-jitsu, or tough 20 rounds because Jerry and Shane push you to the limits, you know? Yeah, everyone feels good. Everyone just feels good. And those are the, like, real benefits of...
The real dopamine. Like, it's not like fake sugary drinks or sweets or cheap entertainment, adult entertainment, porn. Like, these are cheap dopamines, right? You had a quick hit, and then you have a quick, sharp decline. And then you're at the bottom. But if you actually, like, hustle it, the 45-minute workout, you take a cold shower, and then you have the sun. That's the recipe for happiness. Like, you worked out, you shocked your body, and then you're having a good time under the sun.
Going back to the social benefits of it, yeah, you just meet a lot of friends that, like what you were saying, that hold you accountable. I think that's a very, very big one.
Yeah.
That's a very big one. Even till this day, yeah, I have friends calling me up, and I told you I was in training for a week and a half because I was getting healed up. And they were like, "Oh man, where are you at?"
Right.
You know? It kind of makes you feel special a little bit because, you know, you feel missed.
Right.
But
absence increases respect, though. So
yeah, they're like, "Oh man, where have you been, man?" You know, like, fuck, I miss you guys and shit. So yeah, man. So what's up, man? What else is new?
So there's a bunch of conferences coming up, but I like our talks about the videos that we're gonna shoot and do more instructionals, because at the end of the day, even though this is like a self-improvement podcast from recovering alcoholic, because that's what you wanted to frame it as, we still value MMA, and this was the topic of this chapter, this podcast episode. So working on those videos are gonna be much better for the channel.
Well, initially, I thought, okay, so what you're talking about is, in the long run, since martial arts was so impactful in our lives, we plan on doing some instructionals because I feel like martial arts is good for everyone, right? It's not just for your competitors. It's not just for just even the hobbyists that spar and really take it seriously. I think it's a good means to kind of, let your stress out, get exercise, become healthier in life. It's a lifestyle, pretty much what it is.
It is.
Yeah. And when you're sitting there hitting mitts or hitting a bag, you could let all that energy out. You could let your stresses out. But I wanted to do one where it was more technical, like you're really learning how to fight with a buddy there, like with someone holding what they call holding mitts in martial arts, where you're holding two pads in your hands and then you're kind of kicking it. There's a proper way to hold it, and there's a certain way to hold it. And we want to do those videos because I think it'll be a good benefit for people to learn it.
Right.
Yeah, man. So how's your training going?
Since Johnny's back, like, it's been great because, like, he's the coach, right? And we all owe him like 7 rounds boxing to renew the gym membership, basically, at the Garden. And then we got some other fighters that their competition is coming up. So a few of the guys are in fight camp, and like we just try to help each other out, you know, becoming training partners. The body's there to grapple. It's MMA, so it's not just striking. Obviously, like, striking is our powerhouse, but you still want to be well-rounded and work on the grappling side of things a little bit more. What do you think? Like, is grappling or striking harder?
Grappling.
I agree.
I think everyone would agree, man. I think everyone would agree.
Yeah.
It sucks getting hit in the face. I mean, it just fucking sucks.
I just love getting hit in the face.
Yeah,
Brain conditioning.
Yeah. It sucks for everything. Not even just getting hit in the face, getting kicked in the leg sucks.
Sometimes it's worse.
And getting hit with something that you don't expect is terrible.
And that's how you get knocked out.
Yeah, that or getting a
knock
liver
people
shot or even just getting teeped to the ribs, meaning getting front kicked to the ribs is just terrible. It's not good. But the grappling thing is so exhausting, man. I remember when I was like doing that MMA class and we were wrestling and Joe was like, damn, wrestling sucks, huh?
Yeah.
Joe, she was like, wrestling sucks, man. We just want to kind of stand and bang.
It's just Muay Thai, so.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've taken Muay Thai classes together, and then we both love it. And she just told me, "Yeah, dude, wrestling." Wrestling sucks. But you have to learn it, right?
No, of
you have
course.
to learn it. Yeah.
I mean, I love striking. Like, if I had to choose one martial art, it would be Muay Thai.
Yeah, I think Muay Thai would probably be like the most complete martial arts.
Set if you have to choose one discipline.
Yeah,
No,
but then-
Taekwondo, because you mentioned.
I mean, it might be some
Yeah.
Taekwondo might be
Benefits, yeah.
really good because when I be sparring people, they hit me with a side kick. It hurts. You know what I mean? Like after they teep you, and then
Come
they
up
put
with the
their foot
side
down,
kick?
come up with the side kick.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't expect it, even though I used to do it. Yeah, it's not to keep you at distance, even if it's not hard. It's like, damn it.
Right.
Right. You thought you were gonna close the distance, but you didn't.
I mean, street, like in self-defense wise, I feel like Muay Thai is the best.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go to the ground with the guy. Like if you're a grappler, like you might get soccer kicked in the head by his friend.
The thing is it depends what game you're playing, man. If you're playing Muay Thai with some guy that's MMA striker, it's way different, bro.
Yeah.
It's way different. They're crafty as shit. Like especially the high level guys.
Yeah.
Because they move. You want to stand and bang with them, and that's not to say that it'll beat them every time. It's just, man, if you stand traditional,
Muay Thai stance, like
if you stand traditional,
march.
man. I mean, at least from my experience, it's like there's a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes in it. There's not enough movement. But shit, I don't know. You know, like
Right.
maybe I'm just fighting higher level guys. I don't know. Maybe they're just murking me.
right. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. That's how I see
Yeah,
it.
and I don't even really strictly fight Muay Thai, right? Like
Right.
I just kind of move around just like a kickboxer, pretty much.
So, what would be your advice for people who are intimidated to start martial arts? Like, what's the best next actionable step? Just Google MMA gym, local, like near me or something?
I mean, I'm very practical, so yeah. I'd just say it's your why. Why do you want to do it? I honestly think it's for everyone because of the cardio that you get, like we mentioned. But yeah, like it's for everyone. You get to move every part of your body. It's good, like resistance training even.
Right.
You'll get lean as shit like the other fighters.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you'll get form. And again, you'll just feel more confident. So it'll be nice if you had a buddy that was doing it. And then, it's kind of like your gym buddy.
Right.
You could kind of go with them.
Training partners are very important.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of like someone spotting you,
Yeah.
right? Introducing you to, like, he's been there, so you could kind of go with him. But I don't know. I mean, just Google it and go, honestly.
Right.
Just Google it and go. Because it's just like, how else are you going to get there?
Because if you remember when we were doing the Johnny's class at Syndicate, like he used to pick us to hold pads for the new guys. And then we hold pads for each other. Those are the good times. Because at the same time, I mean, I don't mind like holding pads for anyone. But when I do pads or when I train, I prefer my training partner knows what they're doing.
I think everyone does, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think everyone
no
does
one
at
wants
that
to teach
time.
how to hold pads, I mean, I'll hold pads for newbies,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I want to get a good workout. I'm there for 45 minutes and
Yeah, of course.
at least break a sweat.
Yeah, that's kind of a more of a balance thing. I completely get what you're saying. I want to be as selfish as it sounds.
I don't think it's selfish. Like, you want to work out. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, you kind of got to give back, though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong, of course. But then it's right. So think about this: someone had to hold pads for you, right? Like
Right.
when you first started.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, you forgot about that,
Hey,
didn't you?
it is true. It is
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, you got to pay it forward, and that's how I always think. But yeah, I get it. It's you want to get your workout in. That's what you're there for. But again, you have to keep that in mind, right? you're there to help people. I think you have an obligation to do it too.
Right.
And not just, keep working.
And another reason why MMA is so great is obviously it's not the cheapest entry level. Like it's not the cheapest entry point, but compared to like other hobbies, like contact sports, like fencing, it can be like a medieval armor combat or whatever, where the entry level is high when it comes to the price. But you can go on Amazon or like your Walmart, whatever, and buy a $30 glove or $15 glove, whatever. Some MMA gloves are super cheap, and get a shitty set of shin pads, and there you go. At least that's your starter gear.
So that's kind of why I wanted to do that, like instructional that like martial arts is for everyone. It's because you don't need a lot.
Yeah.
You just need a friend, and then you guys could learn together, right?
That's even better.
The course is going to be on hitting or holding mitts, and learning how to punch and kick. So you're knocking two birds out with one stone, right? So you and your friend could just switch off, and then
Take turns.
Yeah, and then it's just a progression from there.
Right.
That you can, you could just carry each other. You could motivate each other, right? It's just way better if you have a friend over there.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I do also believe that once you're learning something, it's always better to have someone that less than you, someone who pushes you, like in your level, and there's someone who is higher than you, like that's the sensei, like the master.
Yeah.
So you're teaching someone's forcing you to grow, and you got someone to ask the questions that you have. Like they're like three people actually.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, most people, the thing is, right, like most people, you might not have the funds to go to a gym. Those gyms get very expensive.
Yeah, they do.
Right? But like you were saying, you could just go on Amazon and get, like mitts. You could even get a bag, just a one-time thing. Get a 100-pound bag for $100, like I have back there.
Training center.
Yeah, back there. And you could just hang it up and then just start hitting it.
Right.
And then you could just go on YouTube, follow a tutorial, and then just go to work. You could get good that way. And then when you're ready,
you can sign up.
Yeah, when you're ready and you want to take it to the next level, then you could just go to a gym.
Right.
And again, I know those gyms are very, very pricey. Like I completely get it. But eventually, if you really love to do it, I guarantee you'll find a way to make it over there.
Right. Maybe not the monthly subscription thing, maybe not the membership, but class packs do exist.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
A lot of times, if you explain that, like, I don't have the time commitment or I don't have the financial funds right now, they'll give you a deal most of the time, you know, okay, we'll give you a 7-pack for X amount of dollars, and you're like, okay, I'll redeem this over the course of like 7 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's multiple opportunities to start. We just have to start, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Man, I can't stress enough how I feel like crap not doing martial arts for the past week and a half.
You'll get back.
Such a downer, dude.
Right.
It's such a downer. Like lifting's not the same. And that's not, trying to say anything about
Lifters.
people that lift religiously, because I think I kind of do. I go 4 days a week.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but damn, it's not the same, man. Moving your body, man. Oh my goodness, dude. Like, in a way, I'm kind of glad I have this break because it makes me realize how important martial arts is to my life.
How much you missed it
honestly
already?
It sets the tone. It just calms me down. It regulates my emotions. I don't give a fuck about anything as far as nothing minuscule. Just cruising.
It's just gonna happen no matter what, right?
Yeah, I'm just crapping. Is it like everything? Everything is just, it is what it is. You have a it is what it is attitude, right? Because the majority of our problems, 90% of it, don't really matter.
It does not.
Yeah. So when I do martial arts, it's like, wait, I just went through hell, man. I just went through hell, and nothing almost compares to that. Like someone just tried to pretty much kind of break my arm, like simulated and breaking my arm.
Practically, yeah.
It's nothing stressful in life really hurts me. Like anyone, even people giving you an attitude, say at work or anything or wherever it is, if you just have a bad day, it's not even doesn't
real.
even compare. Yeah. It's like, okay, dude. What's up, man? You got some rapid fire questions before we end this?
So what I was thinking is, since we've been working on our like the fitness and MMA journey, and we all know how nutrition is important, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna ask you about 5 food or drinks, and you're gonna say yay or nay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Alcohol.
No.
No. Red meat.
Of course.
Fruits.
Yes.
Veggies.
Ugh. Kinda. No.
Fish.
Yes.
Bread.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah.
Cereal.
No.
Soda.
That's, by the way, that's dessert.
Okay. Soda.
No.
Water.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's like a...
Okay, well, even with nutrition, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you just have to find like what works for you.
Okay. So there's no one size fits all.
No, because I think people go to the extreme with that shit. Like, I think they go, yeah, I got to lose weight or I got to go healthy, so I'm going to eat some chicken breast and asparagus.
Rice and, yeah.
And again, I'm not a nutritionist over here, but damn, if you go to the extreme, you're going to be miserable.
Yeah.
You're just going to
You
be
gotta
miserable.
have fun here and there, right? Have some Hawaiian
Yeah,
food.
exactly. I mean, fuck, like, live life a little bit, man. Right? Just...
Eat a piece of cake here and there, don't be a health freak. What about that?
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, man, yeah, just I encourage people to take martial arts or, just do whatever you just get your body moving pretty much. Just get your body moving. And but if I had to recommend something, obviously, since we do martial arts, I think I'm obviously biased, but I think it's for everyone. You don't have to be a fighter. You don't have to do anything. The guys at the gym are those guys that fight. They're the nicest guys.
Yeah,
like they're the nicest people because everything's regulated. They know, right? They've been through it. They have social connections. Makes them feel good. Mm-hmm. They know that there's someone better than them, even at the highest level. So, it humbles everyone, obviously with us too. So yeah, take martial arts, and hopefully we'll try to get some YouTube videos out there, because I used to be a trainer at San Diego Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, doing Muay Thai, and I've seen what it does to people.
Wait, you were doing Muay Thai in a grappling gym?
Yeah, they had Muay Thai classes. So just like 10th Planet.
Oh yeah,
they had at 10th Planet San Diego. AJ's MMA's there. Yeah, he's the Muay Thai coach. But anyway, yeah, I was training people out of the studio over here. But, you want to get it out to the world, and you want to show people what it could change a life, man. Honestly, it could change a life. And that's why we're going to push out just content to get people, teach people the basics and get people started. So that's the plan. All right, man. All right. Well, till next time.
Short and sweet, like MMA.
Perfect.